Tonight is upon us. Alright, how do I get to my chat now? If you're reading this, I can't go live with you. Hello and good evening, everyone. I'm just trying to figure out how to get to my freaking chat room. Let's see here. I don't really stream to YouTube as much, but we'll see how it goes in just a second. If anyone remembers how to do it, W. Thank you for AB to post me to WPOG as well. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. Holidays are just around the corner. Stressful time for everyone. Alright, how do I get to my screen? How do I get to my live screen? Also, I'm, who's doing this shit? I can't see shit. Andrew, damn it, Drew. I am so sorry. You're gonna be so pissed at me now. Oh my god. Well, looks like I owe Andrew everything now. Not my firstborn or secondborn kid, but at least a few beers. Because I fucked up. I fucked up. I fucked up. I fucked up again. Big time. Fucked up again. Now, how do I get to my live screen without like my chat and everything? How do I get to that place again? It's a dashboard. Was that it? Oh, I see what it is. Alright, I just got to read it from somewhere else then because I can't figure out how to read it. I'm also going to bring up the Twitch Facebook chats right there. Alright. My buddy's online. No one's online. Looks like it's just me talking tonight. Which is fine. Alright. What I really want to talk about tonight is that video that we posted the other day. It was on TikTok going around about a lady who says, "Someone you caring?" I gotta bring that video up, and then everyone's like, "We can care? No one cares about men. Cares about a man." Like, well, yeah. Sadly, that's the truth. No one cares, except for there are people who care. You just don't know it yet. WPOG is all about the big support, everything like that. So if you're a father and you're in part of WOPOG, if you're watching this video or something like that, this is what we like to focus on, as mental health, men's mental health on Mondays, and men's mental health all the time. It's a very huge thing that's not talked about very widely. Not a lot of people like to talk about it. Because we were talking about before my first chapter, saying that we were talking about the stigma between like, oh, I don't share my feelings, I'm a man, or suck it up, and all that stuff. So we're gonna talk about that kind of shit again, because a lot of people need to hear that. So I'm also streaming on YouTube now tonight. It's a little bit easier to do that way than it would be to on Twitch, because not a lot of everyone has access to Twitch and stuff like that. So it's a little bit easier this way. And then Andrew set it up for sharing me onto our WPOG web page, which is fantastic as well. So you guys can chat me through YouTube, or I got it on Facebook as well. Sorry, I'm a little late tonight too. It's made some homemade potato skins, which are cooling upstairs because they're freaking hot. Just came out of the oven. And we'll go from there. If anyone is in my chat who wants to talk, by all means, go right ahead. And then you guys have any questions, or if you're brand new, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well. I'm just trying to get back into more videos. You'll see that there are some videos posted on my YouTube that I have not to fix. Also, if I hit 100 followers, I'll be able to change my name from Canadian Dr. Phil back to the brand new Phase Escape, which would be great if you want to flood that subscribe button. And then I'm just going to pop up my screen right here. All right, so if you are part of the chat, if you guys want to talk about certain things, let me know. But let's get back into it. If I could find that video of YouTube or TikTok, it'd be nice. Let's find it. I think someone posted it the other day. Hold on for a second. And it was, I know it was Kingston. Posted it. There it is. I got it right here. Now, if you're just joining us, welcome to Mental Health Monday. I don't know. Once I get all my new equipment at one point, we'll be able to play a little bit more videos and screen share instead of using Warzone as a backdrop for now, because I can't use it anywhere else because PlayStation 5. So this is the video I was talking about right here. As you can see, my camera is shit. PlayStation as well. So I'll play it for you guys right here.
What do you call when you were at your lowest?
What do you call when you're at lowest?
I'm a man. Not a single soul. Nobody. No one. No one cares.
Nobody. I'm a guy. Nobody gives a shit.
Well, to be honest, nobody really gives a fuck when you're a guy.
If I'm being completely honest, no one.
Cole, yeah, Cole. Ghostbusters? Oh man,
No one. Not a single fucking person.
That feels like you feel.
Nobody. I'm a guy. Nobody gives a shit.
Well, to be honest, nobody
No
really
one.
gives a fuck when you're a guy. We can call somebody? I just thought nobody gave a fuck because I was a man.
I agree with them. I believe in a fake reality when the answer's always going to be nobody. I'm a man.
If you haven't figured it out, that's fucking heartbreaking. It really is. Like, how can people go around and not give a shit about men's mental health? Where did my screen go back again? So, I mean, like, we're here. There are people who care, including us, all the admins and mods, and a bunch of shitload of people on WPOG. We do care. And if I can get back to my screen here. There we go. Including us, all the admins and mods, and a bunch of... I got 3 comments, but I can't see them. We do care. And if I can get back to my screen here. How come I can't see the chat room? Alright, if you commented, let me know, because I'm not seeing the comments on my on the Facebook part. On YouTube, I can see it. So, that's heartbreaking. It really is. The part about how no one gives a shit that we're a man and someone can give a shit. No one gives a fuck. But so we want to break that a little bit more. There are people there are many guys out there who still can't express their feelings yet, which is fine. They're not ready yet, but it's gonna be sometime soon. But we do care. We really do fucking do. I know that you may think that no one cares, but you just don't know it yet. You haven't found that person yet, but someone does care, or they're there. You just don't even notice yet. Small little gestures they're doing to you and asking how you're doing, and stuff like that. Goes back to chapter 1. We're talking about stuff like people say, "Hey, how's your day going?" That person replies back, "Just dandy," or "Living the dream," and stuff like that. And it's just more ways where they're talking about they're hiding their actual true feelings. Obviously, if you haven't picked that up before, it's like that. It's people say they're fine, which means like the old adage, freaked out, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. That's right, I can't. More ones like that, and then just stuff like that. So what I want to do, I'm going to be asking WPOG for their help as well with this one. I want to create a video, dads helping dads, and saying we do care. Like basically the total opposite of that video. So I'll be making a post later asking for men to send in their clips to me, and then what we'll do is I'll edit them, put them together, and I bet you my buddy will be able to help me as well. But we'll make a nice welcome to WPOG page about how we do give a fuck. I'm trying to see if we should swear in it, but or we'll do a video, do a TikTok, we'll post it to Facebook, and all that kind of stuff as well, which would be kind of nice. So if you have any ideas for you guys, if you want to do that, that'd be great. But basically, we like a big intro saying WPOG, men supporting men's health or men supporting men. And then it goes on to saying, like, let's say I come on and say, hey, we do fucking care. Come on in, join us. Dads, fathers, uncles, anyone who has a kid, sorry, come on in, join us, be with us. And then if they don't, they can still jump into the chats and stuff like that. I got YouTube up, they got the Facebook going on. So they just to prove to them that we do care. And then you got it's got to do another video of saying like someone's like message me, call me, and the other guy's like I do give a fuck, and the other person is just saying like come here, you need a hug or something like that. That'd be kind of nice to do, and I bet you that would probably go. I would say I think more words if we can try to get it to go viral would be fantastic as well. So that'd be great. Let me just bring up my other page here as well too. So I'll be putting that post out to everyone and that. It's only going to be like a 5-second clip. 6 seconds. I'll put my email address. People can send me that kind of stuff as well, or through Facebook Messenger. Let's see here. And just to say that we do care. I've been repeating myself multiple times, but you're going to hear that every single time. So if you guys have anything to say, let me know. If you want to have a certain topic you want to talk about, comment. And then where's this going? It's saying there's 3 comments and I can't read them. Oh, there it is. Now I can read it. Wes, I see you're here. Thank you. I don't know why it's not showing up on my other one. I must have just missed it when I was out of the screen. And then I think it already is on Facebook. Is there a way to put it to just regular Facebook other than WPOG? I guess I have to leave the video up here. Perfect. Let me turn on the video here for a second. Sound. Got it. Now I can read it. I was going to play it on. Now my chat shows up. No wonder why I was out of the thing. I was going to play it on the stream. Yeah, if you want to, go right ahead. I also need some more topics to talk about as well. But if you guys are interested, I'm actually going to make that post right now. And my video is still playing overdrive, so I apologize. So many screens to watch. Let's see here. YouTube is up still on that side. How many viewers do I have on that one? 2. Where's my WPOG page? Here we are. And Matthew Christopher Lee is entering the chat. What's happening, buddy? Creating a post for all the WPOG buddies. Make a video for TikTok about mental health. Yeah, so if you're just joining us, we're just talking about how we want to make a video on men's mental health and supporting men in that video we posted by Kingston, saying like how no one gives a fuck about men. So we're going to change that. There are people who don't give a fuck, yeah, but then that's why we're here. We're picking that shit up. I don't want to say like it's our duty to, but I'm thinking that we might be nice to give it a kickstart. I know there are men's mental health things that people do that, but I'm thinking a little bit more of a big kick from like almost at 4 grand people inside the group, man. So come on. Just typing in this video will be the very opposite of what at Kingston. I can't tag them. Someone else is going to help me tag them in there. Usually a game afterwards, but we're not doing that today. I have to go upstairs in a minute, grab my potato skins before they get cold. So we're going to post the other day. I want 5... So yeah, so we're gonna do the video. I'll edit it. I'll probably make it like a good. You want to make it too long? Maybe a good minute long, and then kind of nice. I don't think I've seen it yet, but we need to lift other men up, and especially for mental health and the holidays coming up. We do need something. Because what, Christmas is just a month and a half, just over a month away. And then the days are getting shorter. Everything is become dark. It's depressing, anxiety, financial statuses are going to be going up. Who you can buy for Christmas, all that kind of stuff. Holidays, loneliness, everything rolls into one. So they need us more than ever. I'm pretty sure you guys would probably agree with that one as well. And we're not just going to post this video just for WPOG, stuff like that. So, let's see what you say. National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism puts the annual number of men dying due to alcohol-related causes at 22,000 compared to 26,000 women. Is that for all year, or is it more of like a seasonal thing that the numbers are going crazy for? Oof, it's crazy. And then alcoholism, obviously, it's I wish they broke it down, that stat as well, about what the more background causes, maybe like just a regular addiction, and then all the other mental health that goes along with it, and just binge drinking. We kind of ask for a breakdown like that, but either way, it's not nice. It's not cool, and if we, there's probably no way to help curb that, but if we can at least get the word out about that kind of stuff too. Give a And then, okay, so that's almost done. I'm going to tag some people in this one as well because I can. Tag some admins in here. All right, post created. Sorry. Goddamn. All right, so that's posted. And then Dan's in the chat as well. He's been talking about he wants to do a Veteran of the Month thing, which would be fantastic as well. Oh yeah, I had this same clip. I think I read this exact same one before. 5-minute guide to, thank you, Andrew. Mental health. Okay, we'll go over some of the stats in a minute, but I was just going to say Daniel's in our chat, and WPOG wants to do a Vet of the Month. He just had a crazy amount of Army, military, Navy, Air Force vets in posting about for a giveaway for Remembrance Day, I believe it was, and use or Veterans Day, stuff like that. So they wanted to do something for where we highlight a Vet of the Month, which would be fantastic. And be highlighting their achievements and their service to the U.S. and stuff like that as well, which would be fantastic as well. It'd be awesome. Even though I'm Canadian, doesn't matter. Support everyone. I actually have a couple of shirts upstairs that say support the troops. All U.S. stuff too, so. Let's see here. So we'll do that kind of stuff as well. So if you guys are a vet, come in WPOG and message Mr. Dan. All right, you're Elijah Flores, if you can't remember his name. Let's see here. The U.S. male population is 151,781 million, 151,381,626 million people, men, and males affected by depression per year is 6 million. It's not a very big number compared to how many men, but it's still 6 million is a huge number of men who get affected. 1 in 5 adults experience a mental health problem each year. I think it's more than that. I was telling them, I think I've read the stats before, but I'm saying that these numbers might be a little low compared to probably before COVID. Serious mental illness costs America $193.2 billion in lost earnings per year. In comparing that to, let's say you're running a small businesses and stuff like that, have people having mental health and issues and losing work and stuff like that, that's a huge amount of money lost for income in businesses as well. And 5 major mental health problems affecting men. Depression. That's number 1 on top of the list here. Over 6 million men suffer from depression per year. Male depression often goes undiagnosed. Men are more likely to report fatigue, irritability, loss of interest in work or hobbies, rather than feelings of sadness or worthlessness. Yeah, we hear this a lot. Like, there might be a post or two every day in WPOG about this, about how they just don't feel happy in their job, or they just feel lonely, and even though they're not, or they don't feel any more joy in what they do. That's depression, just underlying depression. Anxiety. Approximately 19.1 million American adults ages 18 to 54 have an anxiety or disorder. 3,020,000 men have a panic disorder, agoraphobia, or any other phobia. That's agoraphobia. My mistake. I couldn't just say it out loud. And if you're wondering what agoraphobia is, that's the anxiety where you fear of you avoid places and situations, so it might cause you panic or something like that. So agoraphobia is basically not wanting to go out and do the things that you want to do that you normally would, because you just don't want to fucking go out and leave and get into that situation again. Bipolar. 2.3 million Americans are affected by bipolar disorder. An equal amount of men and women develop the illness. The age of onset for men is between 16 to 25 years old. I know a couple, mostly I've only met a couple men, or actually I don't remember any men who are bipolar, but women, yes, for sure. You can tell guys hide it, I think probably hide it a little bit more. Psychosis and schizophrenia. Approximately 3.5 million people in the U.S. are diagnosed with schizophrenia and is one of the leading causes of disability. 90% of the people who are diagnosed with schizophrenia are by age 30 are men. 90% of diagnosed schizophrenia are men. by 30. It's huge. This is where we're talking about, like, don't be afraid to go talk to a therapist or anything like that. You never know. But that, even if you're having underlying issues or you don't know about it, just go to see a therapist. Try it out. You don't. Some people think that they're not good for you, stuff like that, or that it won't help you out. But at least just try. If it's not for you, then it's not for you. No harm in trying. I've been to a therapist once before. No one really knows about that. But when my parents broke up when I was 16, 17, that's when I found out. That's when I went to a therapist, and I seemed to be okay. I probably was a train wreck, but who knows? I was a 16-year-old strong enough. Eating disorders. Males account for an estimated 10% of patients with anorexia and bulimia, and an estimated 35% of those with binge eating disorders. Men with eating disorders are less likely to seek professional help than women. We just like to eat. Some people say when they overeat and binge eating and stuff like that, they don't think that there's an issue, but there probably is. Okay, there's a bit more facts here. But I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab my food because it's getting cold. So I'll be right back. If you guys have any questions, post up. Back in a moment. Okay. Alright, so the next facts are about suicide. Alright. So we're wondering what I'm eating. This is homemade by me potato skins. If I had a better camera, you guys will see it a little bit more. So, chicken, just yeah. Ooh, delicious. And buttery too. Let's see here. The highest suicide rates in the U.S. are found in Caucasian men over the age of 85. Over the age of 85. That's when people think they don't give a fuck. 85. Keep a close eye on your grandparents, on your parents, anyone. Okay, this here. Male suicides have been on the rise since early 2000. Suicide is the 7th leading cause of death among males. accounting for 2.2% of all male deaths in 2011. Yeah, so this is I bet you the numbers are probably high. This is about a 10-year-old study. Definitely bigger now. Gay and bisexual men are more likely to develop mental health disorders than heterosexual men. Gay males are at increased risk for suicide attempts, especially before the age of 25. There's a huge thing about that kind of stuff as well, where people don't accept them and they bully them and stuff like that. So and they're afraid to come out and afraid to be themselves because of this kind of stuff. Leave them alone. Accept them. I have a bunch of gay friends. They're fantastic. It's fun to hang out with. They're laughing and nothing wrong with it. Like, who gives a shit who they like or stuff like that? Like, who are they bothering you? Like, why does it bother you so much? Just leave them. Gender disparity. More than 4 times as many men as women die by suicide in the U.S. in 2010. A total of 38,364 Americans died by suicide, and over 3/4, 79% of these suicides were men. Same thing. No one gives a fuck, but we do. They think they can get away and end it all, but their pain doesn't just stay or stop when they kill themselves. It passes on to friends and family and stuff like that. So it just doesn't hurt them anymore. They might think they're ending their pain, but now the pain has been transferred to other people, and then just perpetuates the cycle a little bit more. Risk factors including social isolation, substance abuse, unemployment, military-related trauma, genetic predisposition, and other mood disorders put individuals at a higher risk for suicide. Same thing they were talking about earlier, stuff like that. Social isolation, being alone, substance abuse, that's where the alcoholism and stuff are coming as well. Military-related trauma, PTSD, huge thing. That's why we'd like to highlight our vets any way we can. Genetic predisposition, just chemical imbalances in the brain, could be anything like that, and other mood disorders, stuff like that. All right, we're going to go into some famous athletes with mental illness. The former Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback suffered frequent panic attacks after games. He was diagnosed with clinical depression in the late 1990s. Terry Bradshaw. Brandon Marshall. During his time as a wide receiver for the Miami Dolphins, Marshall announced his diagnosis of borderline personality disorder, BPD. He spent 3 months in intensive treatment at McLean Hospital in Belmont, Massachusetts, where he used dialectical behavioral therapy to work on emotional regulation. Larry Sanders, the center for Milwaukee Bucks, left the NBA to spend time addressing his mental health issues, which included anxiety and depression. Now, those guys were not afraid of getting help. Imagine them being huge stars, athletes at the top of their game, and then they stop to get taken care of. They ain't afraid of it. Why should you? Jim Pearsall. Pearsall played 20 years of professional baseball. During his rookie season, 1952, he suffered a breakdown leading to a diagnosis of bipolar disorder, then called manic depression. Keon Dooling, NBA players Dooling's 2012 breakdown was his lowest point and prompted his recovery process. He suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder from years of repressed memories as a sexual abuse as a child, and since leaving the NBA, he has become an advocate for sexual abuse victims, turning a bad thing into a great thing, which is fantastic. 1989, Earl Campbell, 1989, Campbell, former Pro Football and Hall of Fame running back, was diagnosed with panic and anxiety disorder. He reveals his struggles with mental illness in his autobiography, which was published in 1999. Look at that. Huge stars needing to help others. All right. The science of male mental health. I love science. Low levels of testosterone are correlated with depression, stress, and mood swings, especially among older men. The older you get, testosterone levels drop, depression and stress and mood swings start going up too. Catalytic to other stresses as well, like outside stresses, not body issues, like mental or physical binges with you. It's more of like could be anything financial, work, anything like that. Does not help. Less sleep. Now, do you know that the same thing? If you get not a lot of sleep, you get cranky, you get like shit. Get some rest. Take some time off when you need it. Don't be afraid to. Don't be using the excuse, oh, I'm going to lose money, stuff like that. Your mental health is actually more important than that. That one day or that one half day, you may lose a couple $100 or something like that. Just think that in the long run, you'll actually feel a lot better about it. Seeking treatment. Men are less likely than women to seek help from professionals. Substance abuse and substance abuse is stressful life events too. Reluctance to talk, social norms, downplaying symptoms. Yeah, same thing. Hey, you guys, you doing? No, I'm doing okay. Yeah, I'm sad today. I'm good. Social norm is trying to act normal in front of other people, stuff like that. Reluctance to talk, doesn't want to talk about it because they think that no one gives a shit. So you can't be worried about that kind of stuff. And that's just some of the stuff, stats and stuff like that as well. That was from the MHAnational.org, and it talks about men's mental health there as well. Let's see if I can find some more fun facts for you guys. Oops. I can't even type. Let's go here. Home. Men's mental health 2021. Okay. Brand mental health solutions. Let's see if there's anything good inside here. All right. Many other mental health practitioners often encounter all of the myths, false beliefs of a large majority of male clients either personally believe or are enforced upon them by family, friends, or co-workers. These myths and false beliefs include, this is probably going to be repeating exactly what we were just talking about earlier, men should always be tough and never reveal their feelings and struggles, and if they do, they are weak. It is not weakness. Is the total opposite. To reveal your stuff like that, it takes a lot of guts and a lot of balls to show how you feel. It does take a genius to figure that out. To hold your feelings in, that's just cowardly. Some people, depending on what the situation is, don't take my word for that part. Don't quote me badly on the quote with the cowardly part. When I'm talking about the guys who say that you should be toughing it up, stuff like that, that's the cowardly way to say it. The one that takes the balls, the cojones, the fortitude to say that you need help or you show emotional struggles, that is the epitome of a strong male person. Don't believe me? Prove it. So it says false. We must understand that as human beings, no matter one's gender or identity, we cannot always control and hold in how we are truly feeling if we are to live what I consider a genuine and healthy life. A common concern men face to experiencing mental health issues is that if they admit to others that they have a problem, those people will assume that they are now unable to not only take care of themselves and their responsibilities, but are unable to care for those that they care about, family, children, etc. Concerns such as being viewed as incapable of carrying out one's job's duties effectively, and also common fear and concern men with mental health struggles face when the consideration of seeking help passes through their mind. So that goes about talking about they're afraid to say it because they think that it's called weak, and then they're like, oh well, you're emotionally unstable, stuff like that. You can't you can't say that kind of stuff. No, you can't work like this. That's false.
Whoa, that's loud. Holy.
I apologize. I'm just going over some stats and stuff while I'm eating some homemade
Yeah, I don't know.
potato skins.
Because I had you on, because on YouTube I have to have you on the other side of my the mix hand. like when I listen to music, I have to switch it over to like YouTube, and that's where you are right now. So then I heard this chat, and then I heard you on the YouTube.
Nice.
All right.
These potato skins are so good. It's my first time ever making potato skins. They're so delicious. Buttery
Potato
smooth.
skins?
Yeah.
Like chips or
No, like the actual like potatoes I carved out.
Oh, I haven't done that.
I'll send you a
I
recipe
don't
in a
think
second. I'll
I've
tell you about it.
I don't even think I've had it. Have I had it? My wife.
You must have.
I have stuffed potato, but
No. Here, let me send you a photo of this in our big chat here. Hold on. There we go. Those guys right there.
let's see this.
So let's see here. I was just repeating right now while he's looking at those photos. All right. So believing and having restrictions as what is okay and not okay to express when it comes to our feelings as men only limits our ability to progress and develop as human beings. And by holding this belief, we restrict ourselves from becoming better friends, husbands, partners, and colleagues. By no longer holding under these restrictions, this, as we as men can start a new trend, letting generations of males come to know that it is not only 100% okay to discuss their feelings and struggles, but that it is normal, safe, and acceptable thing to do without experiencing shame or judgment. A man is truly showing strength, what I was just talking about before, when he's willing to be vulnerable in discussing and expressing his true feelings and demonstrates a willingness to seek help. A willingness to seek help for what his mental health strike when he was going through struggling. It's exactly what I was mentioned before, but I'm going to read that. So you never had potato skins?
No.
You're not living, my man.
No.
So basically, you bake you grab
good.
you grab potatoes, rusted potatoes.
But that looks.
You bake them, like you make a baked
Yeah.
potato. You take them out of the oven. You slice them in half. You open them up, and then you carve out a little of the center, so you can get like maybe you leave like a 1/4 inch all the way around, and then you bake it. I coat it in butter, both sides, and then I put them
Yeah.
brown side up first. The cut slide down, and then bake them for 15 minutes. I put salt in the back too. Then I flip it around.
I mean, it's like a
Bake
baked
'em.
potato just in half.
It is. It is a baked potato in half. It's just carved out with cheesy goodness in the middle. So then you bake
Yeah,
it,
well, I mean,
and then
I've
you
done
put
this, but
then you
with
put
the
cheese.
whole potato.
Yeah, so you
Yeah,
put
yeah, I've
cheese
done
in
this,
it.
but with the whole potato.
No,
That
you have to
looks
carve it
good.
out, man. You put it, then you get the goodness because I have like so much cheese in there, and then I added bacon, melted the cheese and bacon, and then I added more cheese, and I added green onions on top. Done.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of cheese in there. What's the white stuff? Is that cheddar? I mean, Swiss?
Where on the photo? Oh, it's cheddar and it's mixed. It's cheddar and mozza or whatever.
Like the Tex-Mex?
Double cheddar or something like that.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yep,
I gotta
so
try
good.
that. Oh, you know what I did? I did that lollipop chicken just to fucking try it. It's so much work for like nothing. It's just like more of like appearance. Good for like dinners and stuff like that.
Hmm.
How's the YouTube stream going? I guess
It's actually better.
Different, right?
Yeah, so Andrew set it up so that when I post it to YouTube, he can actually stream me onto our WPOG Facebook at the exact same time.
Yeah, like I see the chat here.
Yeah, so it's actually quite nice. All right, so I only got a few more minutes of this show today, so let me just hop into a little bit more here. I'm just going through stigmas and stuff like that, what men shouldn't do and stuff like that. So, let's see here. Where did I get through? These are all myths and stuff like that. People.
I don't know why I thought I was subscribed and I wasn't. I found that like a lot of stuff unsubscribed on its own. Like I have a lot of TikToks and YouTube channels that I know I was 100% subscribed to, and like I'm not anymore.
Oh, thanks for the hearts.
Who sent hearts?
I got hearts in my on the Facebook. All right, so men should not need to seek or ask for help. False.
What?
Yeah, I know. This is just reading. This is what I'm reading. So anyway, so that's this guy saying false. When I hear young men clients state to me that his father, or grandfather, or coach, uncle, or any other prominent male in their life has voiced to them that real men should not and or do not need to look to others for help when struggling, it signals to me just how much further we must go on in changing the narrative around the stigma regarding men experiencing mental health issues. An analogy often used for younger male clients when discussing mental health and shame of seeking help is that someone trying to get into better physical shape by going to the gym and lifting weights, but eating poorly and lacking other supports while trying to make gains. Sure, this person may get so far with their muscle gains, but compare them to someone who has the support of a knowledgeable gym buddy or personal trainer, who eats healthy and nourishes their body. The gains this person make in their physical health is far superior. Actually, that's a pretty good analogy. This also can be looked at like trying to push a broken down car up a hill by oneself. They will not have to suffer and struggle as much if they have the willing to accept extra support to help them along the way.
That's actually a pretty good analogy. Me being a gym buff. Well, not a gym buff. I wouldn't call myself a gym for me. Like more of like a athlete. That I can definitely say that yeah, that's definitely a big part of it. Support. Like I've been able to run 5Ks by myself, but I have not been able to run 5Ks alone. It always has to be with somebody else. My fastest times I run a track have always been because I've been competing or being pushed by somebody else. So same thing goes with like anything else, right? Like it's definitely better to ask for some kind of help. Which
Always
the
is.
problem is, I think the problem is that everybody associates help with therapy,
Mm-hmm.
or help with talking. Sometimes it's just going out and just hanging out with somebody, or just going out like for a drive. At least for us, like car guys, it's like we're going to the gym, right? Like that's like go for a drive, go for a meet, go hang out. Like sometimes that's all we need as far as help goes.
Yeah, that's more of an outlet, right? It's a way of coping with some stuff. That's more a distraction than anything else. But you just still definitely need to.
It's enough, right?
Yeah, just to help. It's kind of more of like a coping mechanism, right? It helps you out a little bit mentally. But asking for help when you need it is always going to be a little bit better. Let's see here. Speaking of that, it says the next one is counseling and therapy do not work and will not help. No, that's the guy saying it's false. While this is actually true if a man is not open to and is not ready and willing to participate in the counseling therapy process, but if one is open to and willing, then it's always the same way, right? If you're not willing to and you don't care about it, you're not going to take in what you need or use it, right? But if you're willing to listen or talk to someone in therapy, stuff like that, obviously the gains will be even better.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Well, that's a whole paragraph. Go ahead.
I don't know, because they might go into.
Yeah, so this says counseling and therapy are absolute options that do work and help immensely in addressing mental health struggles. Well, it is understandable that for many men it may already be difficult enough for them to discuss personal matters with those close to them, like their family, friends, colleagues. We strive to let men know in our lives know that it is not only okay, but healthy and safe to speak to a counselor or a therapist when struggling. Letting these men know that they will not be judged or viewed as a weak or seeking help is also essential to progressing as a more accepting and non-judgmental society. Counseling and therapy are proven, safe, and highly effective ways for men to learn the tools, strategy, and coping skills needed to manage and overcome mental health struggles. Now, I know what you're going to say. For some people, therapy does work, and some people it does not. It doesn't mean that's not for everyone. It's saying they do work, but not for everyone. Just different kind of therapy.
Here's what I found. So we were, with everything that's been happening with us, like with the loss of my daughter. The other night, my mother-in-law sent me something. My wife sent me something. So it was something that it was a preacher, and then he was going through so much in his life. He lost his sister. He lost his wife. His brother had cancer, and he's a rabbi, he's a preacher, so he's a man of God. And then so he's talking about you know, and I think his niece has had cancer. He had lost his brother like the year before, something like that. So it was like, you know, back to back to back to back. And then so it was like, you know, again talking about like this is like their therapy, and then like how somebody sent me that because the loss, I was trying to use it as a therapy, like because of help. But
Yeah.
I can understand the pain of the loss. But if it doesn't relate to me in that moment, I think that's where people will find that why, like me personally, don't take to therapy unless it's like where to be like talking to somebody that has gone through that exact
I hear you.
scenario.
Yep. Yep.
Because if not, it's just somebody talking about pain, and I understand pain. I've
Yeah.
had massive losses in my life,
Mm-hmm.
so I
Yep.
understand the same losses, and I can relate to those losses that he's had, but it's not gonna help me right now with this loss because he
No,
hasn't gone through it. So
that's true. I hear you.
he
Mm-hmm.
can't. You get me? So I think it's like it's good to find while therapy may work, maybe support groups I think would be better, like to talk to like
Yep.
people who have gone through the same thing, and then it. It's just for me. I'm very analytical, and I think a lot of men are like this. I'm very analytical as far as how I assess one situation versus another. It's like we were talking. I was talking on Kimura's stream um, about my loss, and this guy 2 days ago just lost his 16-year-old in a car accident. I was more devastated about that than my own daughter.
Yeah.
Like I just lost my newborn, but I, to lose her at 16, man, that would be like I can't see right there. I lost my daughter, but I cannot imagine his
No.
pain right now.
No. No.
And
It's be
this is what I
huge.
mean. And this is like where we've lost pieces of ourselves, but at
Mm-hmm.
very different stages. So it's like I can't imagine his pain right now. Like I can only like maybe even quantify what my pain is in like in his scenario. So it's like it's hard also. Like I think that's why a lot of us is like, well, they can't really understand what I'm going through, or if they did, you know, maybe it was a different scenario. And I think that's the hardest part.
Mm-hmm.
Then it gets institutionalized into us like, oh, men don't ask for help, men don't cry, men don't. You need to be like the household, don't show emotions, you know, like because if you do, then you're seen as weak, especially by today's standards. And then it's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's accepted, but then you're classified in a whole different scenario of men as opposed to what we grew up in, right?
Yeah. And that's why there. That's why I was. If you were probably on the way home when you missed the exact this, you
Yeah, I
were
was.
repeating exactly what I was what we went through earlier, and just talking about that kind of stuff were viewed as weak, or I would say that kind of stuff. And then you just joined in when I was talking about the same thing about how if you say that kind of stuff, then you're viewed as weak, and then like they don't trust you anymore, or you're saying that you're not capable of doing your job anymore, and that's just and it's not just for men, it's for everyone as well too,
I
right?
think
You say one person that you're like, oh, I'm just suffer depression, like, well, we can't have you doing work that has this much work. Are you okay? Like maybe you should take some time off. Like,
yeah,
no, I can do my own
that's
job.
the
It
other
doesn't
thing.
affect doesn't affect.
That is the biggest thing, and I find that this is the biggest thing that not just for men, but like you said, like everybody. When you open those doors, I find that then becomes the pity committee, and then it's the whole may like he's going through so much more. I can't really now open up to him about talking about something dumb, like a bad day at work. You get me? And I
Oh
think
yeah,
that's
yeah,
the problem. That's something that people need to understand. It's like I had a guy at work. We were having babies at the same exact time. Our
yeah.
due dates were like 1 week apart from each other, and I told him the first day I got back to work, listen, man, I need you to talk about your daughter, and I need you to enjoy this moment. And any little thing, bring it up like you normally would, as if I just had mine, because I cannot take that away from you where you're gonna hide and try to like suppress that joy because
Yeah.
of my situation. And I think that's one of the things about it, right? It's like somebody says, oh well, I'm depressed and I'm doing this, and then now it's like, well, you can't talk to that person anymore, or
Oh, I see what you're saying.
you
Yep,
treat
yep.
them differently. You get me? Like you treat them differently, or you kind of like put them in like a week. Oh, let's take it easy on him. Kind of, you get me?
I hear you. Yeah, yeah.
And then, like you said, so then they classify you. Okay, well, maybe let's put him over here. It's like well, okay, well, let's not press him too much. Let's not put too much on his plate. Let's when realistically it has nothing to do with work or it has nothing to do with that part of your life.
No.
It's just something else, right?
Hmm.
And
Like there
I
are
think it's kind
some.
of hard. I think we do it for everybody.
It's true. Like I say, sometimes someone's had a loss, and you're like, well, I don't know what to say, or I've never been through that moment, so they don't know what to say, right? So that's why they kind of do it. It's like, I think they'll be more afraid of saying the wrong thing
Yeah.
and upsetting you, making you they trigger something and stuff like that. So I think that's what they're
Well, yeah, and
really
that's what
afraid
I
of as
mean.
well.
Like it's like they're talking. Well, but it's the same thing. It's like if you're just having like this, like say that man, the preacher that's going through so many losses, and then somebody's just having a horrible day at work, and then they're gonna
Yeah,
vent to that person normally, but knowing that they're going through that, they wouldn't vent anymore
yeah,
because oh well, you know what, like this seems like so much minor, but even the minor stuff ends up being bigger stuff if you let it bottle up.
yeah. It's unfortunate though.
And
That's
that's the thing, right? Like it becomes this whole thing of it's a circle. It's a vicious circle where you're trying to tell people this, and then at the same time, it's like, do you think, oh well, they're gonna take your venting as a, oh well, like whatever, like dude, like I'm going through so much worse, keep it to yourself. At the same time, right? Like, it's kind of harder, like as a man. That's
hmm.
it's like, well, he's going through much more. This guy's a single father. This guy's going through a divorce. This guy lost his kid, or this guy's going through whatever.
Yeah. It's
And
funny
then
because the next part of the sentence, like this myth stuff that actually is pretty much where we're talking about. It says, "As a man, letting others know that I have issues will make me a burden to them." False.
mhm.
It says, "In counseling, we refer to this type of thinking as distorted or irrational." What this means is that the form of thinking is not often not fact, but fiction, in the least likely scenario to take place. When it comes to a man having feeling, if they are a voice, feeling that if they are a voice, they need their help for help with a mental issue, they will then become a burden to others. Example: romantic partner, friends, coworkers. It may seem like a highly unlikely scenario that that will take place, but in fact, the majority of people in their life would not want them to suffer and would want to help them in any way they can. In most circumstances, those close to us want us to live the happiest and healthiest life possible. In order for this to become a reality, more reality, we must all let the men in our lives know that this is not only acceptable and healthy to lean on one another at times, but that it is okay to ask for and seek help for their mental health so that they do not have to suffer needlessly in silence. So yeah, it almost actually it was kind of missed a little point a little bit, so I thought it was gonna be a little hit right there, but yeah. So it's just oh God, I can't move. Oh, um, it just touches goes upon like you're not a burden to anyone, like your coworkers and friends and stuff like that. No, you're not putting anything on anyone else. So you're not a burden to anyone else. So they don't have to carry you or do anything for you that's substantial or something like that. Just be yourself. Just carry on with your normal day of life and go from there with counseling or not counseling, or as long as your coworkers know that you're suffering from any kind of mental health issue, then at least they might actually be there to help you out. You never know what they've been going through that might help you out as well.
Yeah,
So
you never know what if maybe they've gone through it, and they just never talked about it because it was a different chapter in their life,
mhm,
and then they can now share some insight because they have gone through it, right?
of course. And then it goes on to about what can be done, stuff like that. So let's see here. No, that's nothing to do with what we need to do. So yeah, it just goes over what we were talking about. It's just not a sign of weakness. It's stuff like that. But if the website I'm reading is from thebrandmentalhealth.com. So that's something I got to check a look at. I've also posted it in both chats as well on YouTube and Facebook. And that's it. So we'll reiterate stuff like that. So yeah, it's not a weakness to show your struggles. It's actually showing you, like I was telling you before, you have the balls, you have the cojones to actually tell people that you need help or ask for help and like that, other than holding it in, which is a little bit more on the cowardly side. of hiding and stuff like that. So don't be afraid to let everyone else know. And remember what I was saying, don't call me out in the word cowardly. I'm talking about certain situations when you're trying to be the guy who says that it's not right or not okay to express your feelings. So it's a little bit difference between those two. I don't want to be one of those. I'm not talking about the people who are telling people that they don't want to share their feelings yet, but they're expressing that you should do it for others, stuff like that. That's a little different story. We're talking about the guys who tell you you're not a man if you talk about your feelings, and then they don't do it. They hide all their shit. So a little bit different there.
Yeah, that they call you a coward but they're, to me, that's the coward. The ones that
Yep.
hiding and everything but pushing you down, like, because you're the one actually opening up your stuff.
Exactly. Okay, I think that's it for the mental health chat tonight. That's about an hour now. I was a little bit late, so I was making these delicious treats. So we're gonna stop.
You're eating delicious treats. I'm drinking. Ugh.
Why is my pizza or my potatoes? I got one left.
No.
It's getting cold.
No, I'm eating.
What are you eating?
I'm drinking. No, I'm drinking my after my post workout.
Oh, your post workout. Gross.
Out there,
yeah. All right. Thank you for everyone who joined us in chat tonight. We'll probably do the same thing next week. YouTube and Facebook chat, or YouTube seems to be a better outlet instead of Twitch. But hopefully one day I'll be able to have an actual streaming computer where I can actually stream to Facebook and YouTube at the exact same time. Or no, so I can't. No, I can't do that unless I'm affiliated. So you know what I mean. But yeah, but he's allowed to host me from YouTube onto Facebook because it's a totally different story. I'm not streaming myself to it. So I'd like to thank Andrew for posting on Facebook, which is a fantastic idea. Thank you so much. Even with the music and everything like that as well. Thank you for everyone who joined in as well. If you're from WPOG, check out my post. We're going to be doing a new video series that I'm going to make for a video for TikTok. I was talking about earlier. Where you know that video, I don't know if you saw it, the one that Kingston posted the other day about how guys are talking about men people give a fuck? Like, no one gives a fuck about men's health and all those videos, right? So I'm going to do the total opposite, where guys are going to send me clips about how they're saying that they do care and shit like that. Then we'll make our own viral TikTok about how WPOG cares and all that shit. So boom, we'll see how that goes. Yep, so I posted there. If you're not from WPOG and you're just hanging out with me, thank you for stopping by. If you have a subject or you want to talk about next week, or you want to say something anonymously and we talk about a topic about it anonymously, just let me know. I'll bring it up for next week as well. And thanks for listening. If there's anything that you disagree on or you agree with, just let us know. Message me, post in the chat at some point, stuff like that. I know there are a lot of people who just want to listen other than just participate, which is fine. I'm more a listener as well sometimes too, depending on what topic we're up to talk about. And thanks for waiting, jumping in on the very end right there, and giving us his insight as well. Thanks for stopping by. All right, I'm gonna end my stream right now.